Hello. It's still January 4th. The reason I say still is because if you watch the last journal, it was also January 4th, but I'm doubling up just for clerical reasons. That's all besides the point. This means it's journal 24 though. And like I said, I've been pretty tired all day today. But don't really need to get into that. After I cleaned just one house today, I came home, recorded podcast for recorded podcast. Yeah, let's sound like a robot. I recorded podcast for my soccer related channel. Um, Played some FIFA. Didn't do a whole lot. Had a lunch. Then I went bouldering, and I'm struggling with bouldering lately. I think there's some mental blocks going on that I need to get past, and my energy levels also definitely did not help. So then I come home again. I have some homemade wings, which are delectable, and something like that kind of breaks down all the barriers and sort of guardrails that you put up in terms of like even caring. It's like, all right, food is really good sometimes, and um, I watched some Ozark. It's so good. It's great. It's a great show. Played some FIFA, and now I'm here. Um, you'll notice that I dropped the ball in the gym today. My plan was to just do cardio, even just because I knew that the bouldering would be decent for forearms, back, bicep. But I even dropped the ball in that, and I'm kind of disappointed in myself just because I really only ever sip if I genuinely don't have time to go, or if there's a really good reason. Um, but today just didn't happen, and I honestly kind of forgot about it. So sad. Um, but here's the point. Hopefully you've stuck around for this portion. I'm using my hands like an Italian, like an Italian. No, hopefully you've stuck around, and the point I just wanted to kind of drive home here is the work-life balance. It's something that like your guidance counselor would talk about, or like I don't really think your parents would talk about it, but like it's brought up in school and other things like that. Um, it's something that's important, and you can lump school in with work, and I know that for me, there was a breaking point about 3 years ago where my work life balance was all life. It was all life. And I was having fun, but like at the back of my mind every night, I would try to go to bed and just be unsatisfied, knowing that I could be pushing harder for, the future and whatnot, and just making sure that my life's a bit more comfortable, you know, now, talking in the past, and for the future. Um, there was a big shift. My car broke down, and some other things were happening that I don't really think are necessary to to expose myself for. But yeah, I really dramatically shifted, and I started this YouTube channel, and stopped doing some silly things that I was doing, and the work life balance kind of became all work, and school was involved in that too. And then FOMO kind of crept in, and that's where there's a really interesting interplay, I think, between the work life balance and FOMO. Um, I would say FOMO is kind of like the independent variable, and work life balance is a dependent variable. Like the level of FOMO is gonna affect the work life balance. You know what I mean? Does it account for all of the variation in the work life balance and your feelings and sentiments towards it? Absolutely not, but it definitely plays a role, especially when you're younger, as I found out. So FOMO set in, and I started to, kind of tip the scales back towards life, not making it so that life was completely over 50% or anything like that. I'm sorry, this is not very cohesive, but I find myself now, like, this is the course over 3 years, I'm still sort of letting FOMO be a strong independent variable. I think I'm just the type of person where, like, I think I could be happy with work-life balance being like 65-35 in favor of work, that is, because I enjoy doing school, and I enjoy working when it's something I'm interested in. I mean, that's kind of coming from a privileged point. I understand that completely. But I do work 2 jobs right now, and I'm not very interested in them. And I still find some joy here and there. I don't know, I reflect on my crazy productive times, and there's a part of me that sort of wishes I could do that again, but I learned my lesson, because I do think that there was a bit of burnout that I'm still even coping with, and struggling to lean and shift the scales back to that 65-35 goal. But I do suppose that's the goal for 2024. I didn't really want to just come up with one on the fly, but I'm even gonna write it down right now, because it's kind of been unfolding. You feel free to take some notes. I'm Professor Kevin. But no, FOMO is it's a really tricky thing. Because it's like sneakily valid in a way. If you're not going, you are going to miss out on something. You don't know what it was, and that's the key, right? Like, understand that you're going to miss out, but you're choosing to miss out for X. And you also can't let the FOMO really build and intensify. It's like the, how people always say, like, when you don't go to school, there's like 45 fights, and the principal and a persistent principal having an affair. Like, they always do that. Or like Rihanna came and played in the auditorium. You can't let FOMO play out like that, whether it's if your friends are hanging out or going out, or you get the point. And I chose not to let FOMO get the best of me tonight when my friends were playing FIFA together. I just wanted, like, to play for 30 minutes tonight and go to sleep early because I'm so tired, instead of playing with my friends and probably staying up too late. So, it's probably enough rambling. I really do enjoy this. Like, it helps me get some stuff out. And I hope that if you watch this full thing, comment FOMO, and I hope it helps in any way. Bye bye.